Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good
And
evening. How are
wishing
you?
you Mahashivratri.
Happy Mahashivratri. Yes. Okay. Just give me a second. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So when was the last time we met?
I think
I guess.
1 week before.
It's been just 1 week. I thought it was longer than that. Okay,
No,
anyway.
no.
So the other sessions that you have taken, what feedback have you been getting?
The lot of feedback I got, like pronunciation and grammar. My past tense
Okay.
are like very horrible. Everyone
Ah.
said that, and the sentence structure.
Hmm.
So there are a lot of
Okay.
things.
Okay.
All of
Okay.
that.
Hmm. I will keep that in mind. Well, we'll try to work a little on tenses today. So what we can do is pick any movie or any series that you have watched recently, or perhaps any of your favorite ones, and describe to me the story of it. Narrate to me the story in detail, as much detail as possible. All the
Yes.
characters and the actual story, and try to make it in the past. Just this is the one thing. Try to make sure that all the tenses you are conjugating them in the past. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So, did you understand what I said?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Could you tell me?
Like watch your entire movie, then narrate it is past tense. Means
Yes, yes. Yes, almost you understood what I said. Actually, I was giving you an activity for now. Like all the movie, pick any movie that you have
okay,
already watched in the
okay,
past, and tell me right now in the session what like the story of it in detail.
okay. Topic movie.
Mm-hmm.
I
It could be
think
any movie, by the way. It doesn't have to be an English movie. It could be any movie.
I am watching less movie, and I'm not watching properly movie. Like whenever I watch any movie, I just watch that clip. There are YouTube
Ah,
available lot of on YouTube, like 15-minute clip, 25-minute clip. So that kind of
okay.
I watched.
Ah, so recently you haven't watched any movie or any series at all?
Recently, sir, I think I did not watch anything. I just watched one clip that is Spider-Man, something that.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Spider-Man.
So you have watched in clips, perhaps. Could you like try to tell me? What I want is that there should be a certain story. It could be from anywhere. All the story, any of the stories that you have read in childhood, it could be anything. Think of any story and narrate it to me.
Okay, the childhood. Yes, no, I think you can give the any particular thing. I will the
Well, I
story.
have given you. Actually, the thing is because I don't know which movies you have watched, so I won't be able to give you an actual movie. But it could be any story. You have
Okay.
never watched any movie your entire life.
Yes, I was that because I don't. I when I explain that thing, it's difficult to explain this thing. Like I recently watched Spider-Man of Homecoming, so I can start this thing like
Yes,
you can start.
definitely. Any of the Spider-Man movies, this one, yeah, you can explain it to me. Will
Yes,
do.
there is a city. There are a lot of students. Like a student, we can say that the character, three character, mainly three character. First character is Spider-Man, whose name is Peter, and uh, there are a lot of character is there. The three character
Mm.
in the
Three
movie,
characters, plural.
characters in the movie,
Mm.
and the Spider-Man guy, this Peter, was mm, uh, very powerful because he had a power like uh, so superpower. We could say that superpower that he had uh, like do like everything help the entire their particular this particular scenario, particular thing,
Mm.
particular we can say that particular country,
Mm-hmm.
and and so I'm unable to explain that because I don't know. When I watched that particular movie, when I start to explain that, I just I don't know
Okay.
what I.
Are you forgetting the details?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you can skip some and then continue. Even if it doesn't make sense, the entire movie, that's fine. But as much you remember, just tell me. Like you could describe some episode, some scene. By the way, you don't watch TV?
Yes, sir. No, nowadays I'm watching very less.
So what do you do the entire day? Like you don't watch
Just,
anything at all.
no, I nowadays I'm watching only music, song, and
Ah,
that's enough the entire day.
okay. And usually when you have dinner, is it with your family that you dine?
No, I'm in a hostel. I'm in college, so I'm in a
Okay,
hostel.
okay. And so when you eat your dinner, do you usually watch TV or some mobile, some video on mobile? Nothing at all?
No, I whenever I do my food like that time
Hmm.
I just go to my college canteen. So I just eat that food only.
Okay. Take my when I take my dinner instead of do my food, we should take my dinner.
I
Whenever I
take
take
my
my dinner, whenever I
yes,
take my dinner or take my lunch. Okay.
yes.
Hmm. That's good. Okay. In that case, yeah, we can change the topic. Still, if whenever in the next session, if possible for you, try to watch an English movie, any genre that you're interested in, something related to comedy or thriller, biopics, anything, and then we can discuss it perhaps.
Yes, sir. Okay, could you give some tips like how to narrate a story in means a particular if I want to narrate a story, so what are the structure like how do I explain that? Means
Well,
how to start?
actually,
Where do we start?
when you like this is something that will definitely come with practice,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think for that you would need some practice as you go on. This is the main thing we do, whatever movie you have watched, whatever series you have watched, you just describe it in your head or perhaps in front of someone. And there is no problem with chronology, as you're saying, like where to start and so on. You will get an idea of it, of course, little by little. Like for instance, just watch a movie and see how they are starting, and try to describe the scenes, and little by
Could
little
you
you
give
will
me
get.
any example like any story? Your story? Could you give me any story like
uh,
how you speak?
okay. Well, actually, instead of it will take a lot of time, because after all, a story has to be big. What you can do is, there are many YouTube channels, um,
Yes.
the English ones. Try to like watch those, in which they kind of summarize a certain movie. Although
Mm.
we should try to
Yes.
watch a
Yes.
movie itself, but still, because you want to see that how the storytelling works, you can try to watch some of those videos from these channels. Try to pick movies that are not good, because you are watching the just the summary, so that doesn't matter. And the actual movies which are the good ones, you can just watch the movies themselves. But yeah, try to watch those storytelling, yeah, with those summaries,
Mm.
the way they tell a story, and perhaps that would give you an idea.
Mm.
In general, like simply, just as you start a film, a novel, this is how you start a story when you are narrating it. For instance, I watched this film Inception. It was This is one of my favorite films. It was based on dreams. A certain guy, starts with team of guys who actually go into the mind, the unconscious of a certain person, and they're trying to extract a certain information, and so on it goes. And then they are given a certain illegal job from someone to incept a certain idea. That means, they have to just go into that person's mind in
Yes.
dreams, and they have to just put that idea in his head, so that that idea can grow by itself. And it's related to that. Again, as I said, I won't take much time, because otherwise, 10-20 minutes would just go by in this only. But yeah, you can try to watch some summaries like that. That would give you an
Yes.
idea.
Definitely.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, well, our topic is also actually quite good.
Sir, can I say something like I have a
Yes,
doubt
please.
like I start a like a tongue twister.
Mhm.
First I can speak that if you can correct me, is it right way to speak that way to practice tongue twister or another way to practice tongue twister? I write a
Okay.
okay. Read that seashells by seashells on seashore. The seashells are surely seashells and so if seashells on the seashore, I am sure seashore. Sir, is it right speed
Uh,
or I need to
The
very.
speed is right, but the thing is that I think you're practicing it because of the s and sh sound.
Yes,
Did one of
yes,
the tutors recommend this to you?
yes.
Okay. Well, the practice is good, but the thing is that there was no sh sound at all. In fact, I wasn't even able to understand the second part of it because the entire of it was s only. So try to do that. The speed is right, but you will have to record your voice each time because you will have to listen to it again, and then you will see that when you are pronouncing the s and when you are pronouncing the sh sound. Because in this case, I didn't hear the sh sound at all. Could you try it again? Just one more
Sea
time.
cells, sea cells, sea cells on seashore. Sea cells are sheerly sea cells. So if sea cells on the seashore, I'm sure sea cells.
Actually, there are a lot of sh sounds. Yeah, unfortunately, you weren't able to pronounce them. Like with the word shore, try to pronounce it shore.
Shore.
Again, it comes like sore only. Try to do that. This tongue twister is also a good thing. But first of all, like record your voice and just try to make sure that you are sure that you are saying sore and shore, sore, shore, so shore. Try it like that. Perhaps then you would be able to understand better instead of the entire tongue twister all at once. Once you have done that, and again listen to it, when you are sure that you are pronouncing the s and sh sound correctly, sore, shore, sore, shore, then you can move to the tongue twister also. Yeah. The speed, by
Yeah,
the way, is fine. Yeah, the speed is fine, but yeah, you will have to record your voice and listen to it again and again.
yes, that's good.
Okay.
Great idea.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. And sir,
Uh,
is there any rule to learn pronunciation, or either we should learn one particular one, everyone, each and everyone to learn pronunciation, or any rule is there?
uh, Actually, see, unfortunately, in English, it is not like that. There are not as such that many rules. Even if there are, they won't help you because, again, remembering them by itself wouldn't be an easy task. I'm not even
Mm.
sure, like, if there could be any rule because in English there are many different words from different languages, and that makes it very confusing. Sometimes the same alphabet is vowel is pronounced in one way and in other case in another way. Well, but you can the thing is that we learn pronunciation just like that by listening and practicing. Like I never actually learned the rules by themselves. Of course, we know the basic sounds of the alphabet, but we don't need to learn any rules as such. Just make sure that you start watching some videos. See, it doesn't have to be movies or series if you are not interested in them. That's fine. But do try to start watching videos in English. There are videos specifically made for learning. If
Mm.
you're not interested in movies or sitcoms, you can watch those videos, like those which are made for learning. I could give you some links related to that in chat. You can start with that and you will just get an idea of how the words are pronounced. Every now
Yeah.
and then, of course, when you do pronounce a word incorrectly, the tutors will definitely correct you, and then you can just perhaps make a small list of it if it is needed, and then you will just remember that this is how the word is supposed to be pronounced. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
sir.
not going to be a problem, except for just a few sounds like these. With sir and sure, sometimes it happens that we are unable to speak them. For those, we have to practice, and you are already practicing. Yeah, for that it is
Yes.
different, but yeah, in this case, otherwise there are no rules. Yeah, you need not worry about pronunciation in that way.
Okay.
Just
Then, sir,
just
I think I should focus on mainly with for grammar part.
on grammar, actually, there are two, three main things. Well, the main focus when you're learning a language should be to make sure that you're always in contact with the, language, the way the native speakers speak it. For
Mm.
instance, right now, like I'm learning French, so my main focus is not, I'm definitely, trying to practice speaking and thinking in French and grammar also. But your main focus should be, reading and listening to the actual content, the way the native speakers use it, by watching videos and by reading texts. That is the main thing. Besides that, of course, speaking you are doing here, and grammar also is definitely one thing. But you should definitely make sure that you start watching things. That is, the main way you learn any language.
Learn, sir, learn or learn,
Learn,
learn, learn.
learning. Could
Can
you
I
pronounce
speak
it?
right? Learn is
Learn.
correct.
Yeah, just a second, just a second. I will actually, the thing is that I have learned my pronunciation from the American sitcoms. I just want to make sure if in the British sitcom, sorry, in the British pronunciation, it is different or not. Pro You know, we can check it like that. Just a second. In the American one, it's like that learn, and in the learn. Okay, could you pronounce it again?
Learn.
Yeah, it's correct. Learn. It's like the American one, you know, learn. Hmm,
Yes.
correct. Learn. Okay. Just one or two things. Can I speak it like just now you said it? Well, it would be can I pronounce it like? Pronounce by itself is a verb also, right? So can I pronounce it like?
The pronunciation. Pronunciation.
Pronounce is the verb. Pronunciation is the how to say the noun. Pronunciation. Pronunciation. I will search it again. This is something, you know. I'm actually trying to remember a certain word that I could take as an example. Okay, yes. So you know, in the verb, it becomes we are conversing. Con. This is pronounced as con. But when it's a noun, it's conversation. Conversation.
Yes.
You know, this is the difference. So here also it is something like that. This is one of the rules. Okay, I will. Uh, it would be weird to search pronunciation. Uh, pronunciation. You know, it's good that they write it like this, so it gives us more of an idea.
Yes.
You can see the screen by the way, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Can you try to pronounce it?
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation. So the verb is pronounce, and
Pronun-
the noun is pronunciation.
okay. Yes.
Yeah, could you pronounce them again, both of these?
Pronunciation.
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 Yeah, it's like this. Pronunciation.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, and yeah, so you said, can I speak it like this? Well, it would be,
Yes.
can I pronounce it like this?
Pronoun-
Hmm. And yeah, in the beginning, when you were asking me the doubt, you said, can I say something? Well, instead, you know, here we can ask, can I ask something? Can I ask a
Yes.
doubt?
Ask something. Yes.
Ask and pronounce here we can use. Um, okay, and there was one other. What's it like? Yeah, as I was saying, there are many different links for. By the way, have you ever watched any English content?
Yes. I watched.
Could you tell me like a little about that?
Means what means any top anything means English content. Any English content.
Yes, any.
I'm watch. I do watch like some stand-up comedy on like any Indian stand-up comedy in English and
Okay.
an Indian show something like sorry Hollywood show English show.
Shows. Okay. What
Yes.
shows?
The I think British Got Talent something that.
Britain Got Talent. Britain Got. It could be. Yeah, you are correct.
Yes,
Okay.
that
That's a good show.
and randomly watch some. So like
Hmm.
I whenever I go to the YouTube just shows that any English shows there's
Hmm.
I find out just any show I just watch that. Fully.
Okay. Hmm. That's good. So two things. Yeah. First of all, as I was saying, you should start listening. So first of all, you know what you mentioned. What was the first one you mentioned before the Britain
Stand-up comedy.
Got Talent?
Stand-up
Uh,
comedy.
the stand-up comedies. Sorry, could you name a few? A few stand-up comedians?
Komistan.
Okay. So they're comedies in English itself?
Yes, it's English. Means
It's in
they're
English.
less they speak very less in Hindi like
Hmm.
some something in the particular speech just some also
Hmm.
storytelling they do like a storytelling.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
yes.
That's good. Yeah, you know, stand-up comedians are a very good way to, you know, you can have fun and at the same time you're learning also. So there are
Yes.
many American stand-up comedians also. if you would like to watch them. And I would give you some channels, some links you can practice with that, which I'm trying to think of few. Okay, there's these two, British Council and BBC Learning English. These two, you will find for British Council. You can just go on YouTube, sorry, go on Google and write British Council listening skills, and you will
Mm.
actually see a link. And there would be many videos related to that, categorized in different levels. You can actually try to watch a few, and you can, start make a daily habit of it. Same goes for BBC Learning English. For that, I think you will find a YouTube channel. Again,
Mm.
the same thing, and they
Mm.
speak in a good way, in a moderate pace. You can start with using subtitles, and later on work your way up without the subtitles. You can do that. And by the way, there are some other, Kenny Sebastian. That is one stand-up comedian. Have you
Yes,
heard him? Kenny
yes, yes.
Sebastian. Yeah, he is good. Like comedy wise also, and he usually performance performs in English itself. Have you
Yeah.
ever heard him?
Yes, I heard that, but was not for entire that. I just my friend or was I randomly I remember 1 month before my friend was particular source. I asked that it's he said that is good for this means entertainment.
Yeah. That is true. He's quite funny.
Yes.
Yeah, you can watch him. And by the way, many I think you already know this. Many of the videos of these sessions also, they exist on YouTube. They have been uploaded by learners on YouTube.
Yes. Every day
Clapingo
I think
sessions.
they notify some video.
Okay. Who notify?
Means the Clapingo apps that particular
Actually, uh, Clapingo itself has a channel. Yes, and
yes.
they upload videos related to that. But I think there are
Mm.
other learners also who upload their videos. There are two of them which are actually which who are very fluent in English themselves. These two learners, and they uploaded their videos on YouTube. So you would actually they would also make some very good content for English listening practice, listening skills. I would give you the names. Um,
Yes.
I will write them on chat. One is Rural Talk and the other is Talkology. Yeah, you can. They're
Yes.
both channels on YouTube which upload these videos, so you can watch that also. The thing is that usually I prefer American or British videos because they are native speakers. But still, if you think accent could be a trouble for you, perhaps okay, you can start with Indian English. Watch these channels, watch Kenny Sebastian, and just go on watching. Make a daily habit of doing that. That would
Yes.
definitely help you. Okay.
Definitely.
Hmm. Besides that, anything else you would like to ask before we move in?
Uh, I think sir. Listenings. If I want to improve my listening skill, then I will listen the entire like British or American. So like you just suggest that thing,
Hmm.
and apart from what kind of thing I need to do everyday basis.
Well, I think these are the things you do. Yeah, just watch videos and grammar exercises. By the way, do you do grammar exercises? Does it interest
Yes,
you?
sir. Very less. I do that because very less. Not feel very good. Like sometimes I don't know. Is that a wrong? Is I do wrong? Like like some tutors say that you and like every day you usually entire day and write in a piece of paper. Then you can correct them. So that's a difficult.
Ah,
Sometimes
what do they ask you to write down?
like I just entire day like in the mornings to this night what happened just explain in the not fed and read loudly that
Okay, okay. Hmm.
is that type of activity some tutor suggest me.
That is also good. Yeah, actually, all of this stuff, what actually you're supposed to do is, as I said, the main point is for you to always make sure that you are in touch with the language, be it
Hmm.
through listening, through reading, through grammar exercises, or so on. And the thing is that once you start doing all these things, you will see that you are able to give more and more time to it. It just happens. For instance, throughout the day, like I try to watch some French show, and after that, it usually happens that my mind is working in French only. I'm thinking for quite some time in French. Whatever I'm thinking in French. And perhaps later on, I have my class, French class. Again, in that we are going to practice French, and again after that, perhaps I would just be thinking in French, or I would do some grammar exercise. All these things you have to do. Nothing is like all of these suggestions that you have gotten from me and from the other tutors and whatever you are doing, all these are good. It's just that keep doing that. Make sure sometimes some days you are listening properly, and just make a daily habit of doing all these things. Some days you should be listening and some grammar exercises whenever you find time. I usually prefer listening the most because it is actually entertaining. It is not
Hmm.
just
True.
grammar exercises are also good. I usually focus on them both with my learners here in English and for myself in French. But yeah, I think with listening you can just watch things. It's entertaining. That's why I do that. Yeah, that's the main thing you have to do.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, uh, by the way, besides, like we don't have enough time for the new topic. So the you mentioned that you used to watch Comic Stan. How is it
Yes.
like? Tell me a little about that.
I watch just I someday I recommended on YouTube some show. So I go through the video, and I watch the particular video, and randomly then I start randomly watch every not every there are a lot of video. So I
Mm.
feel that it is good for entertainment plus improve English.
Ah, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I randomly when we use start with that, when after that if we use a verb, it is going to be in the ing form. So I randomly start watching the ing
Hmm.
form. I randomly start watching just some video, and then
Yeah.
okay. So um, what are the shows like? So how do they perform?
Yes, they perform well because they speak like their real story about their life, and what they did mistake, funny thing, funny stuff, and
Hmm.
explaining each and everything like that particular weather, how's the weather that time, how
Hmm.
the their emotion, how their facial expression, everything they one by one they explain that particular series like a particular storytelling time.
Hmm. Ah, okay. Yeah, they we can use two things. First of all, we they mistakes what mistakes they made.
Hmm.
In English, yeah, we use the word made for mistakes to make. And secondly, yeah, we can that is a certain type of comedy where they share anecdotes with us. So they share anecdotes. Anecdotes are short, funny stories
Mhm.
regarding just anything, just to make you laugh, just for amusement. So they share anecdotes. And what rounds are there in Comikistan?
I don't watch it around because they're like YouTube in the YouTube only they uploaded only that short clip like a 10 minute 15 minute
Uh,
not entirely their season. Particular they I think Amazon particular the all the show available. I just watch their free video.